All right, so this is our third project of this week with the Monopoly data. I hope you guys have kind of enjoyed it. It's probably our favorite family game. But this is assignment 3, and this one's going to be the quickest assignment of them all, I hope. And it's going to just show having an outlier on your graph, what that can do to your graph and your correlation. So, get rid of myself here. So, what we're going to do is talk about our X variable is going to be the cost of the property. So if you're playing the game, that's how much you'd have to pay to buy the property. And then if someone lands on you, this is the rent they have to pay. So the best property in Monopoly is Boardwalk. It costs $300 or $400 to buy it. And if someone lands on you, they owe you $50. So I'm going to click on the Monopoly data tab. And if you guys look, there's little tabs at the bottom. This is the one that says outlier. And I've already copied over the cost of property and the rent. So if you forget how to make a scatter plot, something I found is if you highlight everything, including the names, and then you go to the chart, it does a lot of the work for you. It already shows as my rent and I didn't even have to label that because it did it. Now, one thing it's not showing is our linear regression equation and our R squared value. So you go to customize and go to series, scroll down to trend line, and it's linear. That's what we want. So see how the linear line showed up, but we want to see the equation. So label equation, and then also click on show R squared. So here's our equation, and our R squared is 0.988. So to copy this over, this is how I do it. You click on those 3 dots and go to copy chart, and then you can click back on your document, click in scatterplot, and hit Control V. And you can link it to the spreadsheet, but I'd choose paste unlinked. I think it looks better. So here's our scatter plot. And then to get our R value, you're going to take the square root because we know R squared. I wish Google Sheets showed you R, but they don't. You take the square root of R squared. So the square root of 0.943 is 0.971. Now we're going to see what happens when we change Boardwalk. So if we change the 400, leave it alone, but change this to 40. Leave the 400 alone, but change the rent to 100. This maybe is going to seem like a lot of work, but it's not, and I'll show you guys why. So first, let's change it from 400 to, that was the wrong one. That was the 40. But watch what happens. When I click on 50, it's going to adjust the graph for you, and it's going to adjust the equation for you. So my original graph really should be this one. And then if you change, so I'll just kind of show you an example. Let's say I was going to make this 400 and 1,000. When I type in 1,000 right here, see how the graph, it becomes really flat with this really high outlier, and it changed our R squared value all the way down to 0.24. So you don't have to redo everything. You just have to change here and then keep on copying and pasting. So I'm going to fix this. Again, our original should have been 450. And so this should be my first graph, and I'll leave this on here for you. I'm going to copy this chart, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to get rid of that and paste it unlinked. Okay, this R value is correct because I had that in my calculator from earlier. So hopefully that makes sense. So you're just going to click on here, go back to the Monopoly, change your bottom row to 440, enter, copy, paste, and calculate the R value. This is R squared. Make sure you calculate that as an R value. So let me change this back to 50 so I don't forget to get you back to the start. I'm going to get rid of this. So you're going to have to create your own. But good luck with this. And once you're finished showing all the graphs and all the R values, I'm going to ask you a couple questions right down here. So email me as always if you have any questions, and we'll see you later.